All right, YouTubes, good afternoon. Today is 23rd of March, and my name is Ben. This is my name. My family name is Du. Yep, today I'm starting a new amble for the YouTube channel. As you all know, my YouTube channel is all about semi-trailer. But maybe many people doesn't hear semi-trailer before, and someone maybe say, what is trailer and what is looks like. Okay, we're gonna talk about it from now on, and day by day, week by week, month by month, easily checked. All right, this is semi-trailer, and it is with wheels and landing gear. It is going to attached with the prime mover. So once it start moving, when they hooked up, they're gonna move together from cities to cities. So many years ago, we haven't developed the semi-trailer. We just use this one. Use a trailer hooked up back to the truck. But it is usually 7 to 8 meters. So it is not as long as semi-trailer can be 12 to 15 meters long. So it could carry more cargoes from cities to cities. So that's why many people doesn't see those type of equipment a lot, because we usually see this and this, or maybe at the US or the Europe country we see a lot of this, but not this. This is what I'm going to talk about. For the next page, okay, here we are. I have marked it up, and this is the product, half of the product actually. This is the product we are producing, and it has many different type. Like this one is skeleton semi-trailer. It is used for carrying containers directly on top of it, and then carry the containers to somewhere and unload the container. This one, we call it flatbed. Sometimes it load like blocks and stone, or maybe log the log or the steel pipe on top of it. So it could carry a lot of different product. And it also has the rope cable and the rope fastener. So one side each, they can tie those cargo to make sure it is fastened when you are transporting it. This one is the one semi-trailer. It is very popular at US and Europe because it costs more than this one and this one. But this has its advantage. It would protect the cargo inside from the rain and the wind. So many US and Europe driver like this type of semi-trailer. So once we have the basic, the container chassis, which we call chassis, C-H-A-S-S-I-C. So we can make any up structure. Like this one, we make one bed on top of it. One bed on top of it. And this one, we have a one box on top of it. So it makes it different. So this one, we made a tank on top of a chassis. It becomes a tanker. Well, some may call it tank semi-trailer. But that's the name. That's usually for the liquid liquid gasoline, and diesel, and for some water, maybe milk. Sometime we use it for the cement, some kind of like dry powder. We can also use the tank trailer to carry it from city to city. All right, after this one, we have car carrier. We call it usually car carrier. Sorry, carrier, carrier. And it is absolutely for cars. We can carry cars from a place A to carry a long distance to place B. So you don't have to drive those cars individually from A to B by loading all them together to this car carrier and transport it from city A to city B. That's how we use this car. And also here we have a very weird look trailer. It is called Lowbed. Someone call it Lowboy. But it means the deck is quite low from the ground. The deck is quite low from the ground. Sometimes it is 500 millimeter. Sometimes it is 900 millimeter. It has many reasons because of the tire and the other factors. So the reason we are having this type of Lowbed, it is intention to carry the big machine like a tank. Boys like a tank. Like a tank. It's very big. But if you use this one to carry the tank, it would be too high because in many roads you're going to have a bridge. The bridge height, it is usually not more than 5 meters. So you have to make it as low as possible. As you know, the tank could be 4.5 meters. So if you are using the normal trailer, you cannot make it happen. So that's why we are having this type of special trailer. We have a way more special trailer than this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 type of it. So this is just an image for you to understand what is semi-trailer is. Okay, here is more detailed image I have made it for you to understand the container chassis. Container chassis. Okay, so here is a 20-foot. It is usually to carry the 20-foot containers. As you know, we call it a 20 GP, general purpose container. And this one is sorry, this one is 40-foot. 40-foot, we have two type. One is 40 type JP and 40 type high cube. So the high cube would be higher than the normal container, which is 40-foot JP. And both of them, they have a gooseneck tunnel under here. So the small gooseneck could easily hook it up, make the container frame and the chassis frame becomes one. So it is stronger, like a Black Widow and Hawkeye. When they work together, they are stronger than the Iron Man, I think. Okay, this one is how we use the... This is different. This is a straight beam container chassis. And this is different from this one. It doesn't have a gooseneck tunnel. Doesn't have a gooseneck. It is flat. Because sometimes we are not only carrying the 40-foot, but carrying the 45-foot containers, which is here. So if you have a straight beam container chassis, you can make here a little bit further to the front and a little bit further to the rear. And then you can carry a 45-foot HQ in the emergency time. Of course, you can see here's 1, 2, 3. This is called the 3-axle. And this is 1, 2. This is called 2-axle. So this is the different. And of course, this one is a very popular product we are producing. This is someone call it bomb car. Someone call it yacht chassis. Whatever, this is inside the container terminal, this one. We are going to talk more about this later when we have time. Okay, here is the container outside dimensions. Container, container. So we can see here is the corner casting. We have 8 of the corner casting in each containers, whatever they are, 20-foot or 40-foot. So different containers have different dimensions. That's how we developed the semi-trailer at the beginning. Because I remember when I was young in China, we all have the 4-trailer like this one. It is really rare to see a semi-trailer like this one in China. It was 80s to 90s, I think, maybe further because I born later than 80s. So this is quite different. That's what, because the container is changing the world transportation. So that's how we developed the semi-trailer based on the containers. Here is the first 40-foot container has been invented at year 1967. Yes, it is 1967. I didn't expect the container has been invented this earlier, because I saw, sometime maybe in China is quite slower than the Europe and the US. So you can see the container is hooking by a very undeveloped equipment from the ground to the vessel. So nowadays we have a more improvement for the containers. Here is a reefer, which is giving the cold air to the inside of a container to transport the meat or the other fresh like seafood from country A to country B. So this is the front of the 20-foot or 40-foot container. This is the, this is definitely the front of the 20-foot container because it has no gooseneck tunnel. In the front, you can see the gooseneck tunnel from here. It is merged with the container chassis gooseneck to one at the beam of the trailer and container together. Here, container tunnel. Okay, this is the first, almost the first trailer has been invented based on the container. As you can see, the trailer is quite old. It looks quite last century product. It has very strong beam here. It has very different equipment than nowadays here and here. It looks different anyway. Also, the landing gear, if you notice it quite different than nowadays. It is like a roll. Nowadays it's like this. This is nowadays landing gear. Anyway, this is just a look back to the history. This is also the very earlier container chassis we have taken the picture. You can see the years here. Here is 686. Maybe this means 1986. I don't know. I have to check the more documents for that, but it doesn't matter, right? Okay, this is a 40-foot gooseneck 2-axle container chassis. Let me write that down. It is a 40-foot 2-axle and gooseneck container chassis. Which we are going to see the first before we see other trailers. This is for containers, as we said, and this is more detailed features or the spare parts of the container chassis. Which we are going to talk about this next time. And we are going to take different videos for all the details, like the spare parts and the frame, the paint, the marker, the accessories, everything of the trailer in the future. Okay, that's the videos for today. Hope you guys like it. And see you next time, guys. Hope you have a nice day there.